Welcome back. I'm Alaina Schwartz, and in the last video, it was part one of what to do when you have too much to do. And in this video, I'm going to unveil the rest of it to give you hot tips and tricks to actually collapse your time so that you can get what you need to do done in far less time. So let's dive in. You may have heard of the expression rock, pebbles, and sand when discussing time. I'm a big advocate for this because what I find is the rocks are the things that are really important to you, both important in your business and in your life. And when you're focusing on the things that are important to you in your business and your life, and you're building them into your schedule, you will create the time to do everything else. So those really important things in both your business and your life, schedule them into your calendar to make sure that they get done. And then you can fill in the pebbles, the second most important stuff, and then ultimately the sand where there's space in between. So earlier I was talking about developing and increasing your intuition. I talk a lot about how to do that in my videos. So make sure you subscribe so you can learn how to do that, so you can collapse your time, collapse your to-do list, and collapse the amount of time and effort it's taking in your business. So subscribe to this channel, and if you're liking this content, please give it a thumbs up. Okay, so next I'm going to give you a whole bunch of tips that will really help you get ahead of your time so you're not chasing your time and chasing your to-do list instead. The first thing you're going to do is change your talk about busyness, and stop shooting on yourself. So now, what do I mean by that? I should do this, I should do that, I should do this. It's like we should on ourselves all the time. And when you stop shooting on yourself, you get to take your power back. It's really empowering to go, I am choosing to do this. I don't have to do it. I get to do this. I'm choosing to do this. Now, if you were to turn around that language in everything you say today, from I should do this or I have to do this to I'm choosing to do this, you will start to make different choices that really are choices that move the needle forward in your business. The next thing I already mentioned is focus blocks, but I'm going to bring it into here again because it is one of the tips of grouping like-minded things together. And the one tip I didn't give you earlier, which is super important, is work with your energy when you schedule your focus blocks. So that, for example, if you have a time where you notice you're not particularly focused during the day, don't schedule content writing during that time of the day. Schedule it at the time of the day when you are really focused and have that kind of level of focus for that content creation. Here's another one. Back in the, I think it was the 90s, multitasking was like the thing, right? Stop multitasking. So before I was talking about grouping like-minded things that work with the same part of your brain, what does multitasking do? It has you go from task to task that take different parts of the brain. And when you're focusing on a project and then you take your focus off to maybe answer an email or answer a text or a WhatsApp or a Voxer or something, then all of a sudden it takes you so much more time to get back into the flow of the original task that you were in. So stop multitasking. Now here's another key that sounds counterintuitive. Actually take breaks. So let's say you have a 2-hour focus block blocked out to create a whole bunch of content. Like an hour in, 50 minutes in, take a break. What it will do, and don't sit there and check your phone, by the way, actually take a break, because what it'll do is it'll rejuvenate you so that when you go back for the second hour, you have so much more attention and energy to create in that particular focus block. So let me tell you about my client, Katya, because when Katya started working with me, she is a functional nutritionist and fitness coach. And except for the time she was spending at the gym, she was literally working from the time she woke up in the morning to the time she went to bed at night. It was like, 14, 15-hour days. And being a functional nutritionist, she started to notice that she was having massive adrenal fatigue from working all the time. Like her hormones were getting messed up because of it. And so what we did is actually implemented so many of these strategies, right? In the process of particularly focus blocks and working with her energy. And in the process of working with focus blocks and working with her energy, we were able to shave off 2 to 3 hours alone, just 2 to 3 hours alone as a result of just doing this a day. And that meant a day, right? Not a week, a day. So all of a sudden she was starting to like collapse time, so that she then started working 8 hours a day. Now for somebody who is working 14-hour days, 8 hours a day is a massive blessing. And here's the thing, she was getting more done. So many people think, well, how can I get so much done in less time? Well, studies actually show that for the person who works an average 8-hour day, they're only productive 3.5 to 4 of those hours. So what that actually means is you've got a whole lot of wasted time where you're not focused on the things that are actually moving your business forward to massive growth. And by actually just even spending 5 or 6 hours in your business, you can get more done in less time, like my client Katya did. So I was just talking about how to shave all of those hours off of your work week. Well, are you ready to do that and work less and get more done in less time? If so, then you want to make sure you go below and grab my free mini course on 5 ways to shave 20 to 30 hours off your work week while making more money. Because I teach you all the tips and tricks and I give you a lot of exercises in that free mini course. I unveil exactly what I teach my high-end paying one-on-one clients. So make sure you go grab that free mini course right now. The link is in the description. Thanks, I'm Alaina, and I'll see you in the next video.